So let's talk about this news. About 5 minutes ago, what happened is President Trump and Putin's meeting just ended. It was supposed to go in a half an hour. It went 2 hours and 20 minutes. That's right. It was supposed to go a half an hour. It went 2 hours and 20 minutes. I am trying to get information here about what happened, and I will give that information to you right as I get it. So give me a sec here to get, I just got on the air here, and I just, give me a sec to get everything organized, please. And then we will get into this. And again, I apologize. It's so old school on my iPad coverage. We're just having all kinds of technical problems today, and we're trying to fix them. But I want to come on live rather than not come on live. So I am here. So let me just, I want to open up the window with you guys, with this broadcast, just so I can see what's going on. Oh, such a pain. Here's that, here's that, here's that. Okay. So if I don't do this, I can't see you, and I can't see the chat. That's better. All right, so let's try to get into what happened at this meeting. Let's get some information on it. Sky News reports. It's so bad that I can't. Sorry, I'm so annoyed because normally I would take the iPad and turn it around and show you the screen, but it's a little hard to do that right now because I literally have no video on my iPad. Why is that? Why is there no video from my iPad? But it's coming through to you. I'll have to check that out later as well. Anyways, Sky News is reporting that Vladimir Putin said he is delighted to meet Donald Trump personally, and he hopes their meeting will, quote, bring results. That's from Vladimir Putin. And the meeting was only supposed to go a half an hour. It went 2.5 hours. So I'm trying to get some updates on what they talked about. We should have readouts soon from both the United States and the Russian government where they give like the official summary of what was talked about. Although it would probably be a pretty long readout if it covered everything because they talked for 2.5 hours. Just trying to get more information here about, and I'm sort of waiting here to get from checking all of my different sources. The meeting just ended, so I assume we'll have some information soon about what happened at that meeting. If you'd like to comment, reach out to me on Twitter at Lookner, at Lookr. Sorry, I can't even spell my Twitter name. At Lookner. If you have any comments on this, let me know. And I'm happy to read them while we look. IB Dog says iPad looks fantastic. Well, I prefer to have the normal computer with the graphics and everything, but everything is just going to all H today here with all of our stuff. We use a certain program to broadcast out on the computer, and I believe something happened with that program. Like they made an update a couple days ago, and now it like doesn't even work. So this is the issue. Let's see here. Let me check my sources again. So we're here covering the Trump. U.S. press is waiting for a briefing with senior U.S. officials on the Trump-Putin meeting. So maybe we'll get something from that soon. Okay, this is huge news, I think. U.S. officials say U.S., Russia, and regional countries have reached a ceasefire deal in southwest Syria. So it's not in all of Syria, but that perhaps was something talked about in the meeting. U.S., Russia, and regional countries have reached a ceasefire deal in southwest Syria. So maybe we'll hear more about that. Maybe that was one of the things spoken about. Oh, I think they did I think they might have did a public appearance of some sort. And here is, I guess, two things they said is Trump said to Putin in the public part of the meeting, which was short, "It's an honor to be with you." And Putin said to Trump, "I'm delighted to be able to meet you personally." So that was reportedly said. That's coming from Sahil Kapoor. who's from Bloomberg. Patricia W. just made a donation, just made a $5 donation and said, we need to talk more about the A1 brothers and CrowdStrike and less about Russia. Thank you, Patricia, for donating. We really appreciate it. If you'd like to donate, we're viewer supported here, so if you'd like to keep us on the air, let us cover more news for you, rsbn.tv/donate, rsbn.tv/donate, or you can do what Patricia did and just donate in the YouTube chat room by clicking at the bottom of the dollar sign at the bottom of the chat room. So I am just, again, we're covering this meeting. It just ended. It was supposed to go a half hour between Putin and Trump. It lasted over 2 hours, 2.5 hours. We're supposed to be getting news in any time now about what was talked about in the meeting. And I'm just waiting here to bring it to you. And I apologize, I'm on my iPad. It's because we are having technical issues since yesterday, and it's preventing us from streaming, and we are working hard on getting all of that fixed. And I'd love to hear from you if you have any, if you guys have any comments. Part of what we do here is we get your comments. So let me know what you're thinking. What do you think about the fact that the meeting went 2.5 hours instead of a half an hour? What do you think about that? I'd love to know. So write to me on Twitter at Lookner, at Lookner, and let me know. Sorry, when it's quiet here, I'm just checking my sources to try to get like the latest information in about this meeting. No, everybody's like waiting to hear. It just ended. I was just flipping around to see if the news networks had anything on it, and this will sound bad, but I feel like CNN has the B team of panelists for some reason. Like, because I didn't recognize any of the panelists. That doesn't mean they're bad. It just means like maybe they weren't prepared to. They should have been prepared to have their regulars do a panel after this, I would think. Anyways, all right, that's not going to be helpful. Okay, just trying to get more information somewhere about this meeting. You know, you wonder also, did it go longer because were they working on stuff? Did it go longer because like there was an argument? Did it go longer because like there was one particular issue that took a long time? Did it go longer because they got along really well? Also, the other thing is, I will say this: when they say, well, it was supposed to be a half hour and it was 2.5 hours, you know, it's possible that they thought it might go longer at the beginning, but they didn't say that, you know. So we don't know everything about it's possible. It certainly is possible that it wasn't like, oh, it's definitely going to go over in half an hour. Oh, I can't believe it went 2.5 hours. I mean, maybe they spoke in advance about it going longer, but they didn't want to announce it because they didn't know how it would go. So don't know about that either. This is Right Side Broadcast, and we're covering this breaking news that the Trump-Putin meeting just ended. It went 2 hours and 20 minutes. It was only supposed to go in half an hour, at least as far as we know. And we are waiting, like everybody else out there, to get more information. There's supposed to be a briefing soon where the press gives out information. The one little tidbit I saw, which I just reported online, is Sky News said that Russia, the United States, and some other countries had reached a ceasefire deal in southwest Syria. So perhaps that was negotiated in the meeting, but perhaps it had nothing to do with the meeting. I don't know yet. And also, we're taking your comments and your questions. So if you have any comments on this meeting, what do you think? Why do you think it went so long? What do you think about it going so long? Give me a shout on Twitter. Let me know, at Lookner, at Lookner. I'd love to read your comment on the air. Oh, and Dirt Doctor just gave $10 and said, Canadian said, thanks RSBN for helping America bring us President Trump. Canada supports the president. Thank you, Dirt Doctor, so much. We appreciate the donation. We really appreciate the donation. They keep us on the air so we can do this coverage for you. Kevin Burnett. Yeah, I just tweeted out that story about the reaching agreement on the ceasefire. It's not an entire ceasefire for all of Syria, though. It's for southwest Syria, so we'll have to know a little more details about that. Now, Annabelle Luby said, Very excited to hear about meeting. Glad you're there to share with us. I'm not at the meeting. This is not behind me, Hamburg, Germany. So I am in Auburn, Alabama. But I am happy to cover it for you and give you the latest that I hear. Although I would prefer to be doing it on a computer with nice graphics and everything. But as I mentioned, we are having technical craziness today. So we are working hard trying to figure it out. Until then, I'll be on my iPad broadcasting the news to you. Old school style. Okay, so the meeting lasted 2 hours and 16 minutes. Josh Dawsey makes a good point, which he says he imagines a good part of that was translations back and forth. So, if the meeting was 2 hours, 16 minutes, maybe if it weren't translated, it might have gone half that time or something. But it's still a long meeting. And it was still only suspected to go to half an hour originally. Now, people are reporting, is there video out there of this somewhere, of them? I have not seen it. I think, so I believe they did some sort of public appearance, which maybe has not been released to the press yet. But when they have this meeting, they were supposed to have the meeting in private and then do some brief, appearance where they're either standing together or sitting together, and maybe they say a couple things. I don't know if that's happened yet, and if it did happen, I don't know if it's been released to broadcast yet, because I've seen it nowhere. Still trying to get updates for you on this meeting. Eric Bascom says that Trump today said, he says, Trump, are you paying for, was asked if he was paying for the wall. He said, absolutely, in front of Mexico foreign minister. I have not heard that yet. I was up very late last night trying to I tried to go on and cover the protests for you, and that's when we found out everything wasn't working. And so I was up very late trying to deal with that last night, which is why I'm not familiar with some of the news. Rex Tillerson will do a news conference soon. Rex Tillerson, that's according to our reader, Kevin Burnett. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate it. So let's see. I don't know if we can show that. I'm gonna put my TV on here though, so if I see it happening, I'll let you know and let you know what's being said. Right Side Broadcasting, again, we are covering this Trump-Putin meeting just ended. It went 2 hours and 20 minutes. And yeah, Kevin, thanks. Kevin says that Fox is the one saying that Rex Tillerson will do a news conference soon. And it ended after actually 2 hours and 16 minutes. And we're just trying to find out what they talked about in the meeting. And we're supposed to be getting information in about this soon, but we have none yet. And we're also reading your comments about this. I just see video right now on my screen. Can I show you this real quick? There is a video. I hope this works. I can't even see what my iPad is doing right now. My iPad's all messing up. I got to fix this too. But it's Trump and Putin there. So I can't show you the whole thing, but I just want to show you a clip of it. Oh, that's funny. Let's see this. Sorry, everything's messed up in here because I've been trying to broadcast. This is really, it's just to say again, my YouTube live streaming program, something is messed up with it, and I can't even see what's going on my screen. So I have to look at the YouTube broadcast to see what's going on my screen. So that's why you're seeing a little mess up. And I'm showing you just a clip of what they're showing on Fox News right now. Let me turn this on for a sec. Maybe I can get some audio of it. No, they're not. So Fox was not playing audio, I don't think, of President Trump. I think they were just playing the video. Let me see. Hold on one sec. Yeah, so that's all. Let me just show you this again real quick. Oh, hold on. I have a quote from Putin. We can show. I'll show you a little clip of this. Hold on a second. This is really old school. Here, listen, hold on 1 second.
He seemed to do just that. President Trump told Putin that it's an honor to be with you. And Putin responded by saying that I'm delighted to be able to finally meet you personally. Now, we're still waiting to hear what exactly was discussed in the more than 2-hour-long meeting that followed, but it's pretty clear that both leaders would like to walk away from it having achieved some kind of tangible result. Listen.
We look forward to a lot of very positive things happening for Russia, for the United States, and for everybody concerned.
I'm delighted to be able to meet you personally, Mr. President, and I hope, as you've said, our meeting will yield positive results.
Okay, so that was the really old school way of doing this. And again, that light is there. I'm at the place, I'm in my living room, and I have all the lights set up to broadcast. I normally broadcast, from the studio here, but I can't do it because things are all messed up technically. We're trying to fix that. So I am right now just broadcasting to you using my iPad. Hold on, did I not turn around? Let's see. You can't see me yet. Oops, hold on a second. My alarm went off. I think I'm back. All right, now you can see my face. Yeah, that was a translation of Putin, I believe. Kevin Burnett also says Trump is arriving at the Hamburg Philharmonic. Our viewer. Oh, I actually can see it over here. Let's see. I'll show you that to you real quickly. I gotta move that light. I did not anticipate using my iPad to broadcast today. So that's Trump right now, or President Trump and Melania a couple minutes ago. That's what Fox is showing. So we're giving you a little clip of the news here, and then we'll go back to me. I can't show you like the entire Fox stream for 24 hours. So let's talk about it. So we're trying to get into more information about what happened in this meeting between President Trump and Vladimir Putin. Went on for over 2 hours. So as soon as I can get more information about that, I'll let you know. Oh, did Putin speak English? Maybe he did. Christy just sent me a video. I was doing too much here. Let me watch this again. Hold on 1 second. Let's see this again. Does he speak here? This is a YouTube video. Let's see. I'm going to show you this YouTube video right now. It says, the title is Putin Speaks English to President Trump in a Frat Boy Moment. Let's hear the audio. Maybe this is like a joke video. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, sorry. That's music. Hold on. Let me play that a little softer. I don't know what that's going to be. Well, that video doesn't help us. It said Putin speaks English, but it's just all music on the audio. So here's another video of this photo op. Let's see. Hold on, I'll show you in a second. I'll show you this video again. Hold on 1 sec, guys. Thanks to Denise Porter just sent this to me.
Well, we had some very, very good talks. We're going to have a talk now, and obviously that will continue. But we look forward to a lot of very positive things happening for Russia, for the United States, and for everybody concerned. And it's an honor to be with you. Thank you. Thank you.
A lot of cameras. Sorry, I apologize again. Just so you know, I literally, not only do I have to use my iPad because our computers here aren't functioning properly, but also on my iPad program, I can't even see myself. So I'm guessing what you're seeing when I hold up my computer. Reportedly, President Trump is at the Philharmonic right now. Oh, are they showing him coming in? Let me show you real quick. Or they're showing Jared and Ivanka coming in. Sorry for the light in the way. Hey, it's Jared and Ivanka coming to the Philharmonic. Okay. So. All right, still trying to get you information about what exactly happened in this meeting between President Trump and Vladimir Putin. We have no information online. They don't seem to be reporting any information yet about it. It's funny, it's funny. It's like, they talk for 2 weeks about this meeting, and then it ends. But we don't have information. Let's see. Ooh, now CNN is saying Putin tells state media he and Trump talked cybersecurity. Also says they discussed Syria, Ukraine, and terrorism. Again, according to CNN, Putin tells state media he and Trump talked cybersecurity. Also says they discussed Syria, Ukraine, and terrorism. So that's a little more information for you. Oh, here's a tweet. Here's a tweet I just saw. I'm going to retweet this. I'll show you. Ready? I'm going to show you this right now. Here's a little news for you. Alec Loon tweeted this out, and I'm waiting to make sure you can see it on your camera. I have to wait because, is this working or not? The not being able to see what's going on my iPad is incredibly annoying. I literally am looking on the YouTube broadcast to see what I'm showing you. There it is. So Alec Loon says that Putin asked Trump, "These are the ones that insulted you?" Putin asked Trump, gesturing at the journalist being ushered out of the room. Chuckles all around. That's from Alec Loon. And Alec Loon, see, I think he speaks Russian. He works with The Guardian, and he covers Russia. So that's what he said. Again, Putin is telling the Soviet press that they discovered that they discussed cybersecurity. Let's see. Cyrus Leone writes in, "I went to John Podesta's Twitter stream, and on one of his tweets to President Trump, I responded, 'Podesta, you are a pedophile. You will be in prison shortly.' And Twitter put my account on a 12-hour timeout. Now you know who Twitter is protecting." Now, I don't know what Twitter's terms of service are. It's possible that calling somebody a pedophile does violate their terms of service. I don't know. I'm not familiar with it. But hopefully it sounds like they're going to let you back on in 12 hours. So at least they have not deleted your account. But I am not aware what their terms of service are, and that could be, for all I know, it's a violation. I don't know, Cyrus. I'm not an expert on their terms of service. Thanks for writing in, though, Cyrus. Again, I'll just read this again. This tweet I showed before. Alec Loon, who knows Russian, who reports for The Guardian, said that Putin during the they did that little public appearance, I believe after the meeting. I don't think it was before, but who knows? But they do that little short public appearance in addition to doing the private meeting, the long private meeting. And in the public appearance, Alec Loon said when the journalists were being ushered out of the room, maybe that was before the meeting, but when the journalists were being ushered out of the room, Putin asked Trump, "These are the ones that insulted you?" And there were chuckles all around. That's from Alec Loon. Would love to hear more about what you think about this meeting going 2 hours and 20 minutes and the news we have coming in that it just wrapped up, and what we're hearing. Putin is telling the Russian media that they discussed Syria, Ukraine, counterterrorism, and cybersecurity. No word yet. The media seems breathless, wondering whether President Trump will bring up the election stuff with Putin. Personally, I thought that was a little overblown in terms of whether he'll bring it up or not, because so if he brings it up for 2 minutes, does that really make a big difference in what Russia's going to do about it if for 2 minutes he says something? I don't know. They talk on the phone and stuff, so he could have brought it up before and he could bring it up after. So the fact that he brings it up or not in this one meeting, I don't know if it's such a big deal. But the media seems to really want to know that. Let's see. But if you want to write in and give your comment, I'm happy to read it on the air. I'd love to hear what you're thinking. Write to me on Twitter at Lookner, at Lookner. And you can follow me there as well if you'd like, because I cover breaking news all the time on my Twitter. Also, you can follow RSB Network at RSB Network. And Kevin Burnett, says that was video prior to meeting. And it was the Putin translator that could be heard. Thank you for confirming that, Kevin Burnett. Yeah, it makes sense that it was prior to the meeting because the journalists were being ushered out after. So that would suggest that they were meeting after that. Thank you. Kevin Burnett also says there's a Jordanian news release on the Syrian ceasefire. I have not seen it yet. And again, the Syrian ceasefire that's being reported that Russia and the U.S. and some other countries agreed to reportedly it's not a full ceasefire. It's for southwest Syria. So we'll have to wait more to hear about that. Sorry, I just want to make sure my phone is on here, so in case I have any emergency texts or anything about the broadcast, I can hear them. Also, we if you like our coverage and you like having an option besides the mainstream media to turn to for when events like this happen, please consider donating. Your donations keep us on the air. You can donate to us at rsbn.tv/donate, rsbn.tv/donate, or you can do what a couple people already did and donate in the YouTube chat room by clicking at the clicking on the dollar sign at the bottom of the chat room. And a couple people already did that. Thank you. And thank you to the moderators for moderating the chat room today. Much appreciated. Wow, I thought we would have a little more information on what happened in the meeting. Nothing yet. Kevin, I got your article. Thank you. Because we have like very, very little about this meeting. It ended like what, half an hour ago, and we have very little. And again, we're hearing Steve Herman is also reporting that reports are that U.S. Russia appearing to announce ceasefire in southwest Syria. Southwest Syria. I'm seeing reports also of I've been on the air and haven't checked President Trump's tweets since I got up because I was up late working last night and so slept a little late. What was this tweet? People are talking about this John Podesta tweet. Here it is. Let me show this to you. I saw some people talking about this. I can show it to you if I can get it on the screen. Let's see here. Oh, Adam Tatusco just made a donation, $2. Said, thanks RSBN for streaming despite technical issues. You're welcome. Thank you, Adam, for the donation. We appreciate it. So here's the Trump tweet. Why is it doing this? Oh, I'm so angry at everything right now. No, I want to go over here. Everyone here, this is from 10 hours ago, President Trump tweeted, everyone here is talking about why John Podesta refused to give the DNC server to the FBI and the CIA. Disgraceful. He's saying everybody at the G20 is talking about that. So there was some talk in the press about that tweet. Are we back to me yet? There we go. New York, Joe just sent me a message. New York Daily News is reporting, AP sources. And it's not, people are saying Syria ceasefire. I feel that's like clickbaity. It's not a Syria ceasefire. It's like ceasefire in southwest Syria. So there's that article there. Let me just read you a little bit of it. Ceasefire in southwest Syria marks a new deal level of involvement for the U.S. in trying to resolve Syria's civil war. Details about the agreement and how it will be implemented weren't immediately available. Expected to set to take effect at Sunday at noon Damascus time. Jordan and Israel are also part of the agreement. The two allies. The deal is separate from de-escalation zones. It will be open-ended deal, describing it as part of broader U.S. discussions with Russia on trying to lower violence in the country. And let me just also show you really quickly so we get an idea of what's being talked about in this deal. So southwest Syria, I'll show you the map here. If I can. Southwest Syria is the part nearest Jordan, Israel, right in Lebanon, in the corner there. Sorry, I can't see what's on my iPad. I have to look at the YouTube broadcast to see what my iPad is shooting. So that's why the pictures are a little messed up. But you can see that Southwest Syria is the one part closest to Lebanon, Jordan, and Israel. That's reportedly where that ceasefire is going to be implemented. No news yet. I want to know what happened in the Trump-Putin meeting. Can we get an update on this? Kevin Burnett writes in, the one time there are no leaks, LOL. Yeah, Kevin, there's leaks. We always get leaks about a lot of other stuff. And just nothing. No information about the meeting yet. So I'm keeping my eye out. As soon as I get it, I will bring it to you. And would love to get your thoughts on maybe what they talked about. What do you think about the fact that the meeting went so long? Give me a shout on Twitter, at Lookner, at Lookner. Let me know. Now, Steve Mnuchin is at a briefing in Germany right now. He's briefing reporters, so I'll keep an eye on if he says anything. I agree with the person who said, like, the one time there's no leaks. We would definitely have information about this normally. Now, I guess though the meeting was a small meeting, from what I heard, it was only President Trump, Tillerson, Putin. I think maybe Lavrov was there, the foreign minister of Russia, and to two translators, and that's it. It was a very small meeting, so perhaps that's why we don't know as much. Still waiting to get word about this. You know what's funny to me, though, is the news, like, breathlessly talks about the meeting for, like, 6 or 7 days. And then the meeting happens, and because there's no hard info about what happened, they're not even talking about it. Like, I would think the way CNN was talking about this meeting for the last week, they would have people on right now in, like, a big banner headline that said, like, meeting ends, and they'd be discussing, like, what do you think he talked about, and have a big panel. And they're talking about, like, North Korea now, and it's like, but you talked about this meeting all week. Don't you want to have people talking about it once it's over? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Let's see. Oh, Barbara Braley says there's a video posted from the White House. Here we go. Joe, if you're listening to this, we could always post this video. It's on YouTube right now. They posted the video we saw on TV, so I'll show you this video. This is on the White House site. A very brief press appearance. Hold on, let me get it on screen here. Okay, I think we're ready to play this. Nope, now we're back on me. Now we're back on the video, I hope. Let's see. Sorry, guys. It's a whole thing here.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. President Putin and I have been discussing various things, and I think it's going very well. We've had some very, very good talks. We're going to have a talk now, and obviously that will continue. But we look forward to a lot of very positive things happening for Russia, for the United States, and for everybody concerned. And it's an honor to be with you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Господин президент, я очень рад с вами встречаться. И мы с вами обсуждали уже целый ряд вопросов и будем продолжать обсуждать целый ряд вопросов. И я с нетерпением ожидаю такой возможности. Я думаю, что это все будет позитив как для России, для Соединенных Штатов, так, и для всех. И для меня большая честь с вами встречаться.
Уважаемый господин президент, мы с вами несколько раз разговаривали по телефону.
Your Excellency, Mr. President, we spoke over the phone with you several times
И по очень важным вопросам двусторонней повестки дня и международной.
on very important bilateral and international issues.
Конечно, телефонных разговоров недостаточно.
Well, phone conversation is never enough, definitely.
Если мы хотим решать вопросы позитивные двусторонней повестки дня и наиболее важные острые вопросы на международной повестке, то, конечно, такие встречи лично необходимы.
But if we want to have positive developments in bilaterals and be able to resolve most acute international topics and issues, definitely we need personal meetings.
Я очень рад с вами познакомиться, господин президент, и надеюсь, что, как вы сказали, наша встреча принесет позитивный результат.
And I'm delighted to be able to meet you personally, Mr. President, and I hope, as you have said, our meeting will yield positive results. The good news for us, yes. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So that was interesting. That was the official video put out of the public part of the meeting. The private part was a lot longer. I kind of want to see, people say you should analyze the body language. They're going to be doing that. So to me, one thing I noticed, I'm just playing this video again without sound. One thing I noticed is, I don't know how Putin normally asks, but look, he's looking down a lot. So I wonder if people are going to say, or he's not looking at the president a lot. So are people going to say, like, that means something? I have no idea what it means. I'm just saying I could see people noticing that part. And see, he's looking down there. Hold on a second. I'll let you know. Looking down, looking away from him. Looks at him when he shakes his hand, though. But for all I know, this is how he normally is in these meetings. I'm just telling you, I'm guessing people will analyze this. Maybe he's thinking about the meeting coming up. I don't know. Now, on the other hand, it's not like President Trump is staring at him the whole time either. But he is like looking away from him. So again, this is just going to be talked about in the media. So who knows what they'll say about this. But they always analyze the body language stuff. I will say Putin seems relaxed. He doesn't seem tense or anything. He seems pretty chill. President Trump seems relaxed too. I'm just looking at the body language here. Putin has this expression almost like, let's get on with the meeting and let's stop taking the questions. But you can't, you have to really know these people to be able to interpret their body language, I think. What do you think about their body language? Give me a shout on Twitter, at Lookner, at Lookner. Let me know. They did shake hands there. Yeah, I would love to know what you think about this. And we're waiting to get information in about what actually happened in the meeting. But at least you got to see that. Kevin Burnett sent me this tweet from Poll News Forever. And Poll News Forever, I'll show you, claims, they say, while the rest of the G20 leaders wore a special lapel pin, President Trump simply wore an American flag lapel pin, America First. That's what they're saying at Poll News Forever. Why is it doing this? What if I do this? Will this help? Here we go, that's better. That's according to Poll News Forever. I can't confirm this, by the way. But I wanted to show it to you because one of our viewers sent it in. Thank you. NY Mike 2S says, Trump looks more powerful there, actually. I think Putin looks weird. He's holding his hands like a little kid, LOL. That's from NY Mike 2S. By the way, Christine Bestian made a donation. Thank you so much, Christine. She said, thank you, RSBN and Steve Lookner. Thank you, Christine, for the donation. We appreciate it. Jay McCarthy sent me a link to a RT News story about what was discussed. Oh, that was so. This story is about what was discussed in that public part of the meeting. Oh, sorry. They in this RT story, they just say the situation in Ukraine, Syria, as well as cybersecurity were discussed at the meeting. The Russian president told reporters. He said, "We've had a very long discussion with the U.S. president. Many issues accrued, including Ukraine, Syria, and other problems, as well as some bilateral issues. Fighting terrorism, cybersecurity were also on the table." So that was official, and what President Putin told the Russian press. Still waiting for any kind of word from the administration on the meeting. Will there be a press briefing today? Says AM. Not in person. I have not heard of any kind of in-person press briefing. Maybe briefings and supposed to be maybe briefings off camera. We'll let you know what we hear about those. Joe says they both look guarded with their hands in front of them, but you also have to know that people must tell them that body language is being read, so who knows? I agree with you, Joe. It's hard to make any kind of real conclusions based on that, especially if you're not like a body language expert who studied them for years and years and years. Okay, we have a little update here. This is from the Associated Press. I'll show you this on the screen if I can. It says Tillerson says Trump opened meeting with Putin, raising concern about Russian interference in U.S. election. Putin denied role. Maybe this will satisfy everybody who is complaining about this. Again, I don't think it was like so crazy important that he brought this up at the meeting, because it's like, so if he brings it up for a couple minutes, is that really going to make a big difference? But that was what Rex Tillerson said, that Trump open meeting with Putin, raising concern about Russian interference in U.S. election. Putin denied role. So maybe they just talked about it briefly. So now people can't say he didn't bring it up. Let's see if there's other. We also have this tweet in from Steve Rosenberg. This tweet says, Russia's foreign minister says that Donald Trump accepts President Putin's statements that Russia did not meddle in the U.S. election. Now that's coming from Russia's foreign minister. And also, you don't want to know what accepts means. Accepts could mean just that President Trump didn't make a big argument about it. But that is coming in from Steve Rosenberg. Let's try to get you some more updates here as they start to come in now. We also have from Mark Knoller. He reports, Secretary of State Tillerson, oops, can you not see this? Sorry. Again, I can't even see what's going on my iPad. I have to wait till it comes on YouTube to see it. Everything's all messed up today. Secretary of State Tillerson says Trump-Putin agreed to work for an agreement on non-interference in political process of other nations. So maybe that's in relation to Ukraine or something? I'm not sure. For one. Let's see. So it looks like Jennifer Jacobs is saying a de-escalation agreement was agreed to by U.S., Russia, and Jordan regarding ceasefire in southwest Syria, Tillerson tells press in Germany. Hold on, I'll show you this in a second. So, hold on one second. So, Jennifer Jacobs, let me show you this. If I can find it. It was just up there. Where did it go? No, I lost it. There it is. There she is. She said, Tillerson said, here it is, a de-escalation agreement was agreed to by U.S., Russia, and Jordan regarding ceasefire in southwest Syria, Tillerson tells press in Germany. So it sounds like it wasn't even a ceasefire. It sounds like it was just a de-escalation agreement. Okay, let me try to get more information here about what's coming out right now. We have information, I think Tillerson's giving a briefing, so we have information coming out about that. I have a little new info here I'm going to give you in 1 second. So check this out. Here's a little new info for you. Jennifer Jacobs reports Trump opened Putin meeting by raising concerns about 2016 election interference, Tillerson said. Pressed Putin repeatedly. Putin denied it. So that repeatedly is new information. We had not heard the repeatedly before. That's coming from Rex Tillerson, according to Jennifer Jacobs. Jennifer Jacobs also said that Rex Tillerson said, "This is our first indication of the U.S. and Syria being able to work together in Syria." And Lavrov said, Russian Foreign Minister Lavrov said a ceasefire in southwest Syria will begin Sunday, July 9th at noon. So is it a ceasefire? Is it an agreement to work on a ceasefire? Not sure yet. That's unclear. Let's try to get you more information here. President Trump, by the way, is at, and the other G20 leaders are, and the spouses are at the concert hall, I think seeing the Philharmonic in Germany. I'm seeing a bunch of praise online for Melania Trump's dress, which I'll show you. Kate Bennett says, the dress is a 10. It just is. There's a very interesting phenomenon I've seen now among, and I'm just telling you I've seen this, among female press who are, a number of them I don't think certainly are not pro-Trump, and some of them do not like President Trump's policies, but they really like Melania. I heard a radio show on Sirius Radio last night where 4 different female press people were talking about Melania, and I got the sense they don't really like President Trump's policies, a lot of them, but they really like Melania. They think she's independent. And this tweet here is from a female member of the female press. And there's another one from Elizabeth Landers, where I got this. Yeah, and Elizabeth Landers works for CNN. She is no big Trump fan, okay? But she writes, yeah, I gasped. The movement was amazing. So there is this thing where a lot of female press that I've heard really like Melania Trump. And one thing the female press people were saying last night on this radio show is they really like that she's independent and she doesn't think that she has to do this first lady role. The people on this radio show, the female press people, a number of them were saying, we don't like that, the first lady has this defined role and they're not necessarily supporters of that role, and they think that she should be independent if she wants and have a little more freedom to do what she wants and live her life how she wants. So there's a lot of fans out there that I've seen among the female press who doesn't necessarily like President Trump, but they like Melania. So that's a very interesting phenomenon. Let's see. AFP is reporting Russia and U.S. agree on ceasefire in South Syria from Sunday. Oh, no, it looks like an agreement was reached. I don't know. I'm trying to get more information about that. Tillerson says there is no next meeting that has been arranged between Trump and Putin, but working level group has been set up. That's from Elizabeth Landers. Here's a tweet that Mark Knoller just said about President Trump at the Philharmonic right now. I'll show you that. Sorry, it's not going to... Let me get it on the screen. Mark Knoller says, President Trump appears to have serious exchange with French President Macron. Now, who knows if it's really a serious exchange? You can't tell what they're talking about there. So this is Right Side Broadcasting. We are covering the Trump-Putin meeting, what went on there. And Tillerson, Rex Tillerson has been speaking to the press in the last few minutes. We're getting some news about that like this. Here, this is from Jennifer Jacobs. She says, Tillerson says, Russian election meddling is an intractable disagreement, Tillerson tells U.S. press. Not clear will ever come to agreed upon resolution. If you would like to write in about any of this news we're hearing about the meeting between President Trump and Putin, give me a shout. I'll read your comment on the air. I'm at Lookner on Twitter, at Lookner. Cyrus Leone says, thank you for all you're doing. It's great. I appreciate it, Cyrus. Just trying to get you the latest news here. Also, please consider donating to Right Side because we are viewer supported. You keep us on the air. You allow us to do coverage like this, give you an alternative to the mainstream media. So if you enjoy this coverage and you want to donate, go to rsbn.tv/donate, rsbn.tv/donate, or in the YouTube chat room, you can click on the $sign at the bottom of the chat room, or you can make a monthly donation and get free stuff in return. To find out about that, go to our Patreon site, www.patreon.com/rsbn. Let's see, I want to get you more news here. Syntax Error replied to my tweet and said, maybe because the whole Russian election meme. I had retweeted Jennifer Jacobs saying, Russian election meddling is an intractable agreement, Tillerson tells U.S. press. Not clear will ever come to an agreed upon resolution. And Syntax Error replied, maybe because the whole Russian election meddling meme is a lie perpetuated by the Democrats and mainstream media to try to explain their 2016 failure. That was from Syntax Error. Still trying to find out. Here's another tweet I'll show you. This is another quote from Rex Tillerson from when he's talking to the press right now. Let me show you that. Hallie Jackson reports, Tillerson on length of Trump-Putin meeting. Such a level of engagement and exchange neither one of them wanted to stop. Thank you again to the moderators for moderating the chat today. We appreciate it. Wow, this is an interesting quote. Let me show you this tweet. Check this out. Who knows if it's true, but this is being reported and Tillerson saying it. Putin-Trump meeting went on so long, Secretary Tillerson says, First Lady Melania came in to try to get them to stop talking, but they went on for another hour. How about that? What do you think about this? Give me a shout on Twitter. Let me know at Lookner, at Lookner. Tillerson said U.S. and Russia see North Korea a little differently, but Russia official policy is denuclearization. Now, Elizabeth Landers is saying, she's reporting that Tillerson said during the 2+ hour long meeting, Melania stuck her head in at one point. It was running so long. Doesn't mean she came in and said, you got to stop right now or anything. Here's another tweet from here's Mark Knoller says, Tillerson says Russians asked for proof of U.S. charges they interfered in 2016 election. Tillerson will leave it to U.S. intelligence to provide. Now, let me say this. See, the press is jumping all over this, and I want to say a caveat here. We keep seeing this story. Russian foreign minister says Trump accepted Putin's assurances that Russia didn't meddle in the U.S. election. Now, A, this is coming from the Russian foreign minister, and B, when he says accepted doesn't mean, said to be acknowledge that Russia is correct. Accepted could mean just didn't complain about it. Try to get more information here. Tillerson says Trump and Russia and Putin showed clear positive chemistry. That's according to AFP. And they had a very robust exchange on the Russian meddling claim. And CNN, I know, and maybe some of the is playing the audio now of the Rex Tillerson briefing, which I think just got released. And now also Fox is doing it. So I guess the Steve Mnuchin and Rex Tillerson spoke after the briefing to the press, and it wasn't on camera, and that just ended. And now they're playing the audio of it on Fox and CNN, so you can listen to it there. Would love to know what you think about all this information we're getting in. Give me a shout on Twitter at Lookner, at Lookner. Ooh, sorry. Somebody says lick my lips. I haven't had a drink in a while. Sorry. That's better. A little busy here. I'm all messed up too because I'm not on my usual camera and everything because we're having computer issues, so I have to do this on the iPad. Thanks, Sharon. Let's see here. Worried American replied to one of my tweets by saying, shouldn't we believe Trump when he said Obama knew Russia interfered and did nothing? Kip Chipperson says on the comment that Tillerson said that Melania stuck her head in, sounds like Tillerson was teasing. It's possible. DMA says, now that Putin says it's all nonsense, will the U.S. media put this to bed now? Tox writes in, Putin was probably excited to talk to Trump after years of having to deal with Obama. NY Mike2S wrote in, how could she stick her head in if she's trapped in a hotel? Because it was an earlier tweet saying Melania Trump reportedly trapped in German hotel surrounded by violent riots. Well, maybe she wasn't trapped at that time. Ronnie Mercer says, Steve, I want Trump and Putin to have a good rapport. Screw the media. They'll never drop false narrative of Trump-Russia anyway. Thanks for all your comments, everyone. If you'd like to write in more comments, I'm happy to read them. At Lookner on Twitter, at Lookner. Tillerson also said, how do we move forward from here is what U.S.-Russia should focus on. What do we do now? Tillerson also said, two leaders agreed to explore creating a framework to address cybersecurity, including how terrorists use hacking as well. Oh, we have a picture from that press conference that just happened that involved Mnuchin and Tillerson. There's a photo of it from the G20. Sorry, I'm just looking to get some more updates here. Sharon says, did you see the first handshake of Putin and Trump? I missed it. Men's handshakes miss so much. If you go to the White House site, they have posted the video of the public appearance that Trump and Putin did where they shake hands, so you can watch it again there. You can rewatch the handshake if you'd like. Okay, let's see. Are we getting any more? Is that all the information we're going to get about the meeting? A little summary here of some of the stuff from Lucian Kim about what Lavrov said. Lavrov says Putin and Trump agreed to secure Syrian ceasefire, open channel on Ukraine, start working group on cybersecurity, name new ambassadors. Yeah, the thing on Fox going on now. Oh, hold on a second. I don't think that was from me. Yeah, so again, Fox is replaying right now the Tillerson answering questions audio. Okay, just going to see if anything else is coming out here. Looks like I think we might have gotten the information for now that we're going to be getting from the meeting. Ronnie Mercer writes, in Steve, mainstream media needs to cover real stories instead of Trump-Russia. 1, Lynch's obstruction. 2, Obama's spying. 3, Rice's unmasking. That's from Ronnie Mercer. Yes, Eric Bascom just told me the Tillerson press briefing was on MSNBC. All of the networks are now rerunning the audio from the Tillerson press briefing. But we actually have already on the air talked about, I have been reading tweets from reporters who were asked the press briefing, and they were tweeting out in real time what Tillerson is saying. A lot of people, just so you know, I've been seeing these memes where people have been posting like new Trump CNN memes. So here's one. Let me show you where that James O'Keefe retweeted. Oops, sorry. Where it's James O'Keefe and Trump cutting CNN's hair, and Rush Limbaugh cutting CNN's hair. So there's a lot of these memes going around which are like new CNN memes. Anyways, just letting you know that that's happening if you hadn't seen it. Let's see. Steve Rosenberg said, according to Lavrov, Trump told Putin some circles in America were exaggerating allegations of Russian interference in the U.S. election. That's according to Lavrov. Okay, I think we're going to wrap this up in a couple minutes because it looks like we're getting the initial information about what happened in that briefing. Hey, Carl Peterson, I already wished JC a happy birthday. Thank you, Carl. Oh, Scott Grigsby emailed me in Arizona, said, it's time. Hey, just a comment, it's time to get off the Trump train and get aboard the Trump rocket ship. Thanks. Thank you, Scott. Thanks, Carl, for writing in as well. So that's basically going to be we have talked about what was said in the meeting. We went over the basic points that came out that President Tillerson said. Secretary of State Tillerson was said in the meeting between President Trump and Vladimir Putin. We will keep our eye on the news today from Germany, where the G20 summit is going on. If there's anything big, we will definitely let you know about it. Also, I'll just show you, Sharon sent me a message and said, I hope the end of their meeting handshake went like this. I'll show you what she sent me. That's from Sharon. So we appreciate you joining us. And again, sorry I had to be on my iPad. We're trying to fix these technical difficulties so we can actually broadcast as usual. Feel free to subscribe to us on YouTube. I know a lot of you are already subscribed, but if you haven't subscribed to us on YouTube, click the notifications bell when you do to get notified about our videos. On Twitter, we're at RSB Network, and I'm at Lookner on Twitter. I tweet a lot about breaking news, so feel free to subscribe to me as well. And like and follow us on Facebook. That would be nice. And please consider donating to us, even small donations, even like $1. It really helps us out. So you can go to rsbn.tv/donate, rsbn.tv/donate to make a donation. But for now, thank you to the moderators. Thank you for everybody for watching and writing in, to everybody watching everybody who watched the broadcast, and everybody for writing in your comments. I enjoyed reading them, and we will I'm sure be back soon with some more news. But for now, I am Steve Lookner. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you soon. And hopefully by the next time I see you, we can get these technical difficulties fixed and we can be back to normal where we're in the studio and everything. But for now, I'm Steve Lookner on my iPad, signing off.